Welcome to the Sports Arena, your front row ticket to the best in sports talk and entertainment. Great analysis, top-name guests, and news you can use from the sports landscape. So, take your seats, sit back, and relax, as you are now in the Sports Arena.
You know what you're capable of. Fix it.
And here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Wins. I'm like, all right, let's go. We get losses. I'm like, I need a minute. Let me collect myself.
What's going on, everybody? Man, Eric Wilson here for the Sports Arena. Hey, can I just say I have the privilege of bringing to you someone who is just an amazing, amazing individual. She is an athlete. She's an Olympian. My first ever interview with an Olympian, so I am proud and humbled to be able to talk to her. But she is an NFL analyst for Sky Sports. She is also a global flag ambassador, and we will definitely be talking about that. Miss Phoebe Schecter's in the building.
Hello. I can't get over your hype video. Your intro video is so dope. That is incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to my man, Rob, for putting that together, and my man, Michael Lyles, for narrating that for me. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. I'm not even going to sit here. I can't take credit. I just appreciate the greatness around me. But how are you? It has been a week. Happy belated Easter. How are things? You're over in the UK now. What's going on?
Yeah, back over in the UK. Probably slept for about a day once I finally made it back here. But it's been nonstop, I'll be honest, between regular life and work. And we had, I coach for our GB under 17s. So we had a last day of trials on Saturday. So it's kind of been nonstop. And then obviously gorging myself in all the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup eggs that Easter could possibly deliver. How was your Easter?
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Listen, I had to work, but it's all good. Got to spend time with the fam. So it was nice. But, I had the privilege, Phoebe, of I met you in Arizona for Super Bowl 57. And then, of course, seeing you last week at the NFL annual meeting and just listening to you and DeAndre Hopkins and Troy Vincent and Mike Robb talk about flag football on a global scale. And I was taken aback by it because I was like, wow, this thing is really evolving into something bigger than even I could have imagined. So the fact that you are a flag ambassador, I just wanted to talk to you for a moment about just, how this has all come about and the impact that you are making in the NFL world.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been a long time coming. And also just there's so many different people and organizations that are pulling to make this happen, whether we're talking about the NFL or even looking at like the international home markets, right? With every NFL team having the right to different areas throughout the world. That plays a big role in it too, because unlike in the States where maybe an NFL team, they can go into their community, do community service, soup kitchens, amazing things like that. Actually, when it comes to the rest of the world, the biggest way they can have an impact is by, sharing flag football, creating opportunities to play the sport. So that's played a big role. And then a couple of years ago, Nike teamed up with the NFL and created this grant that allowed for the teams to start high school leagues for girls. Now that has completely taken off. We currently have 9 states sanctioned in girls varsity flag football in high school, which is just incredible. And it's getting global, right? The Bears and Jets are running leagues in London and Manchester. That's going to only keep growing as well with all the different clubs getting involved internationally. And really, it's probably not even a year ago now that it was announced flag football is going to be an Olympic sport in LA 2028. So it is just taking off, and it's no longer just the US who are incredible at flag football. At the World Games, Mexico were incredible. They end up winning. And then, Panama, Canada, Japan, all these teams are just on the rise. So it's a pretty special way for people to all be connected.
And I mean, listen, again, hearing you and everyone speak at the annual meeting, the passion that is driven by all of you to really not only promote, but just to bring a global awareness to this, it was incredible. So just take me through, what some of the processes are, because I know that there were a lot of people very interested about getting involved with this, but also making sure that it's done the right way. Can you speak to some of the obstacles you may have to face, or even some of the challenges that are still out there that you are looking to tackle, no pun intended, and overcome?
I mean, it's a good question. I think ultimately so our international federation has obviously played a really big role just teaming up with the NFL. So our international federation is called IFAF, so International Federation of American Football, and those are the people that work directly with the IOC, which is your International Olympic Committee, and work to getting those stages completed. But I really think that IFAF couldn't have done it without the NFL's support as well. This past year, 5 sports have been kind of introduced to the Olympics. So flag football, baseball, softball, squash, and I'm completely forgetting, and cricket, of course. So, those are 5 new sports. Again, you want them to be reflective of whoever your host country is. So with it being LA, it makes sense to have flag football be there. But I think if we're looking at the sport as a whole, it is different, right? You've got 5 aside. We're not trying to say that it's the same as tackle football. So I think there are some preconceived notions around flag football, or that it was only for girls, and actually that's not true. It's for both genders. Anybody's able to play this sport, and there's a lot of crossover. It's not taking away from tackle football. If anything, we've had a lot of instances where actually someone comes to flag first, learns the fundamentals, which you're still wanting to teach in the tackle world, of catching, throwing, hand-eye coordination, footwork. It's the same body position when it comes to the actual tackle as well, as opposed, or flagpole, whatever you're wanting to word it as. So I think there's more like preconceived notions on what flag is and what it isn't. And I'd say that's for us the biggest thing to overcome, and make sure that everyone understands how beneficial the sport is.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I'll even just circle that all the way back to home. I have a nephew who now plays flag football, and it was amazing to see, as you said, both genders on the same team.
Yeah.
So it was great to see that. And I'm just such a proponent of what you were speaking about when you were saying this isn't just a boys thing or a girls thing, but the fact that it's on every level, from elementary to middle to high school, even going into the college world, and now going so far as to be raised on the true, if you will, grandest stage, in 4 years in Los Angeles at the Olympics. Phoebe, did you ever think that when you were going through your process of becoming an Olympian, did you ever think that you would be advocating and pioneering a new sport for the Olympics?
Gosh, no, I mean, I think it's everybody's dream to represent your country at the Olympics, right? I think for a lot of people, everyone understands what those rings stand for. And so I think when I started playing American football over in England and playing tackle football, I never thought that it would be able to be represented. So when I started playing flag, and it started to feel like actually this could be a real thing, it's almost like the rugby sevens version of rugby, right? Rugby's played at 15s, but because now you're playing 5s with flag, it's more fast paced. It's easy for the casual fan to follow along, fewer barriers to participation. You literally just need a flag belt and a football. It just opens up this door for so many more possibilities. And so, when we found out last fall that it was going to be an Olympic sport, I think there were so many people that just almost couldn't believe it, because it feels like this was never an option for us. And, it's just an absolute dream. And we heard DeAndre talking about it. Hey, will the NFL players be able to be playing in the Olympics? Is that a possibility? Because that would be pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, it really is. So again, I'm not going to take up too much of your time, and thank you so much for being a part of the sports arena. But for people who want to get involved, whether it be through volunteering, whether it be through just being an advocate, whether they got money in their pockets that they want to endorse, where can people go to not only get more information, but to truly get involved with this?
Yeah, so I would say in the States, you're looking at, US national football. They have all the kind of access to trials if you're looking to try out. Then you've got NFL flag if you're wanting to start a league or, support in some way, whether as officials or coach or admin, whatever that looks like. There are ways for you to get involved, and it's never too young to start. I mean, we have 8U all the way through till adults. So I started playing when I was 22. It doesn't mean that you can't start playing at any age. There's a position for everyone within the sport, and there's a really great community built around flag football.
Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, she is a global flag ambassador. She is also an NFL analyst for Sky Sports. Miss Phoebe Schecter, thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it. Hey, always be safe. Anything else that I can do, please holler at your boy. Let me know.
Same to you. Thank you.
No worries. I'll talk to you soon. It's going to do it for your man, Eric Wilson, for the Sports Arena. Everybody stay blessed. Peace.